podcast character designs done by Demon Artie. Be sure to follow her over on Twitter at ArtieDemon. Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
MVT-PCA.
ATIP454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 5, The Jedi. And right off the top, Ahsoka Tano, she looks great.
Yeah.
Rosario Dawson does a great job.
I don't think it was a perfect fit for her to play the character.
Yeah, she has the right build. She's athletic. She looks great. The makeup, costume, everything looks great. Looks wonderful.
What I would think an older Ahsoka Tano look
and her lightsabers look great.
Yep.
So overall, A+ on her.
Oh yeah.
And so that's everything. That's what everyone's going to be talking about. Even right now, we just finished the episode, and it's probably all over the internet already.
Yeah,
and
pictures and all
we literally
that.
watched it right at 1 a.m. So it's probably all over the place. And overall, the episode, a whole lot of questions.
A lot of questions.
We got some cool. Again, you had to have watched. If you watched Rebels, this is so cool.
Yeah.
But if you didn't, you're like, okay, who's that guy? But if you watched Rebels, it's like, because the way Rebels ended, and it's like, okay, we got Ezra. Can I see him?
Can we see him?
Can I see him? Little peeky, sneaky, peeky. But overall, kind of a I was like unexpected the way Ahsoka acted with the child. I'm like, okay, I thought she was gonna just be instantly accepting,
yeah.
And then she's kind of not.
No,
that was the most surprising.
Yeah, I thought that was super not weird, but you know what? I thought this was gonna be like the big goodbye. You know, oh no, he's gonna have to say goodbye to the Mando. But
you know what I would compare it to? Almost like when Master Yoda saw Anakin as the first time.
Yeah,
where it was more like, not more like a hey. It was like,
oh, I don't know about this guy.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
But now Sokka's become that kind of Jedi now. Or that Force user.
Yeah, because she walked away from it. Also, notice how she doesn't call herself a Jedi though, because it's like. Because everything she saw happen, everything with Anakin. Again, if you watch freaking Rebels and you watch...
Yeah, you see it, yeah. Ugh.
Man, but wasn't that fight with Vader and Ahsoka at the end of that was like... When he comes up on his side thing, he's like just standing there like, oh my god, that's such a cool shot.
It was good.
But all this is coming back because everything she experienced with that is affecting her now.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we get to it, she explains herself, but she doesn't want that to happen again.
Yes, and she sees the attachment. She sees all that.
That's all the things Anakin had. Attachments, love, hate. She had all because Anakin had so much emotion.
Exactly, and he's afraid, like, what happens if you take him away? What if he has dreams about him, like Force visions of Mando, and he's hurt or he's something...
That's always been my biggest regret in Star Wars is why did Qui-Gon have to die? Because he can handle this. He can handle both sides.
Because Qui-Gon was that's again there's a special out there when they're talking with all the directors and everything, and Dave Filoni talks about the duel of the fates. That's a double meaning. It's because if who's gonna live, if it's Obi-Wan or if it's Qui-Gon would have lived, they would have been the fate. Anakin would have been completely different.
Yep.
Because he would have understood him.
Yeah.
He would have told him it's okay to love and to get married and do those things because Qui-Gon disagreed with
but
them.
other Jedi or even former Jedi don't understand that. They don't have that ability to do that.
And that's what makes it funny, because if you listen to Qui-Gon, every time he talks about it, he goes, the number one thing he always tells Anakin, trust your instincts, right?
And that's the opposite.
And that's not a Jedi way, but if you trust your instincts, he would have been like, no, I see visions of my mom, we need to save her. Qui-Gon would be like, let's go. We'll make it a special mission to go there. And they would have saved
We'll make up some BS to get down to Tatooine where save your mom.
Save your mom. See, stuff like that where, trust your
instincts. And Qui-Gon would have pushed for Anakin to be a master.
Yes, he would have.
If they would have made him a master at that meeting, I don't think any of this stuff would have went down.
No.
Oh, he's too close to Palpatine. But if you pushed him...
Exactly.
Mace Windu, they were afraid.
And then he would have someone to talk to, because let's say if he has dreams about Padme, he can go to Qui-Gon and say, hey, I have these things. You're like, don't worry, we'll give her the best care, we'll keep her safe, we'll make sure this doesn't happen. And see, she couldn't tell that to Obi-Wan.
See, Obi-Wan wouldn't understand.
He wouldn't understand.
That's what I'm saying. That's always I regret.
See, Qui-Gon would have been a father and Obi-Wan was a brother.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about the
I know it's going to talk about the parallel. It just gets me mad.
It's so good. But so we open up, we kind of see this swampy, burned out kind of place. I'm like, okay, what's this? And they open right up with, right away. I'm like, oh, there she is, and she's.
You could think, I keep saying throughout the whole episode when I'm watching, you guys are so screwed. I don't know what to tell you. You guys have no chance.
Yeah, they're holed up in that thing, but that's not going to keep them safe.
So we open right up with Ahsoka Tano, and she looks great. Again, the sabers look great. We haven't seen lightsabers in Mandalorian, and except for the Darksaber.
Darksaber.
But when she's going around, you hear the noises and people getting chopped up. Like, you guys are crazy. I would not go out there and fight no damn Jedi.
No.
But she's doing some cool stuff, and I like when she cuts through the tree and then it like falls.
She pushes.
And then the
this
scary
man.
thing when she retracts her lightsaber, she gets dark. You can't see her, like,
because it's all
oh,
misty.
shit,
So she gets
perfect cover. Yeah.
Where's she? She disappeared. She's off scope. It's like, you guys are done.
Yeah.
Get out of here. I'm like, I'm giving up. So yeah, she kind of wipes out a bunch of these soldier dudes, and they don't, because I'm like, these guys don't look like Empire.
No, they have like a little like badge, but they don't have the suit. It's almost like
These guys aren't stormtroopers. These guys look like just like mercenaries.
Yeah, hired guns for hire. That's what I was thinking too.
So we get like this, I don't know, looks like a base or something, or like a town with a tall wall, and like a lady saying something. Okay, she must be the
head honcho.
Yeah, and these are all of her soldiers, and of course, she's trying to like, go out there and kill this Jedi. Like, yeah, that's not gonna work out. That's not gonna work out too well for you. But Ahsoka just walks out there. She's like, "Oh, show yourself," and then she lets it to her, which just shows her. So I guess Ahsoka wants to free this town or do something.
Some of this town, yeah.
And she's like, "You need to let me know what you know. Like, I need you to tell me."
She's like,
"Oh, what's it worth to you? Is it worth 1 life, 10 lives, 50, 100? So I don't care about these people. If you don't leave, I'm going to kill all these people, because that would get to her."
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking that Ahsoka would be like, and
yeah,
I was like, oh,
exactly.
damn. But she didn't say that.
Yeah.
She's like, you have till tomorrow to make your decision. I'm coming back, and I'm coming for you. So this lady has a decision. She's like, oh crap. Does she kill all these civilians? But she does that, then there's no reason for Ahsoka not to kill her.
Yeah, not only that, Ahsoka also said, though, these people are already suffering, so what difference does it make at this point?
Oh, you're going to make them suffer. They're already suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then on top of that, like, what if there's not a lot of people working in this area? So you kill all your workers. Now you have nothing. So now it's useless.
She has no advantage here in this situation.
No.
Yeah, because if you kill these dudes, then you have nothing. You have no chips.
Yeah.
Your bargaining chip's gone.
And then even if you kill me, you have nothing to what are you gonna do? Bring more slaves in? Like, I don't know what you're gonna do. Like, there's no win here.
So that's Ahsoka, what she's going through, and now we get back to Mandalorian, and he's on the way to the planet, and they see and they go, okay, we're starting the landing sequence. Get back in your chair, and he's like, not listening. He's like, kid, get back in your chair. Okay, and then the way he crawls and climbs on things, it's like the cutest thing.
It's really cute.
He just kind of himself off and off of things. But he sees that little the shift knob on the thing you like to play with, that little silver ball, and he like wants it. And so you see he kind of reaches out and closes. It's like, oh, he's gonna start using his force powers. That's what I said last time. Like,
yeah,
little boy, the kid needs to start using his powers.
Yeah, he kind of got away from it a lot, but it kind of explains a little bit better in this episode. But yeah,
because he lifted that mud horn.
Yes.
That's insane, because it was charging too.
Yeah.
So that's like...
Well, it wiped him out for the rest of the day. He was asleep, but he did it.
And he did a force choke.
Yeah, like
on,
he picked it...
on the soldier lady.
Dune.
Yeah, he's like, no, don't do that.
Don't choke her out.
Because they were like arm wrestling or whatever.
Yeah. So it looked like he was like in trouble.
I can help you. So he gets the little ball. Of course he does, because that's like his thing. And
then the man keeps telling him, why do they tell you don't do that? He says, we need this for the ship.
They get to the planet, they land... And, he's walking out there and he's looking around. He's like, oh, what a crapple. He's looking like, damn, this place looks awful. So like all the trees are burnt down and everything. Yeah. And then he sees him and he does have the little shift knob. He's like, I told you this needs to stay in the ship. Kind of takes it from him. Like a little kid, you can play with it, but you can't take it out of the car.
Yeah.
you can't take it down at the store. So he takes it from him and keeps it in his little bag. He's like, okay, let's find where we're going and get some answers. We got to find this Jedi. So they're walking and everything. And this whole time, what I thought was really well done in this episode was like the music.
Yes.
The musical cues, especially during like even the action scenes, it felt like Rebels. It really did. I thought that was so cool.
Well, I think that they got a lot of influence from that. You can tell just by the way the direction was going.
Well, the way Dave Filoni directed.
Yeah, he did. Filoni directed this one.
He needs to direct all the Star Wars.
I was seeing stuff on Twitter, and guys, you know what? I understand. People are like, oh, Ahsoka should have died when fighting Darth Vader. Oh, they made up that BS time portal thing to save his precious little creation. She's cool. guys, she's cool. It's okay to save her.
Out of all the Jedi that I would, or the Force users who would live, I think it's kind of cool that she did.
But I don't even think if that would have happened, I don't think Vader would have killed her though. I think
but he was right there. He was gonna kill her.
Oh,
yeah,
I think he would have, because he beat her.
Yeah, there was. So I'm thinking. Yeah, I think he did.
Because she relented when she saw his face.
Yeah.
Because when she hit him and it cut off a little bit of his mask.
And then she wasn't going to kill him.
No, because in her heart, this is Vader, not Anakin.
Yeah.
But when she saw Anakin's face, it's just like, oh.
Well, yeah, and then also just to also release him from his pain. Like,
Yeah.
I want to kill you
But
so you
that
can be...
whole thing was cool anyways. I saw people say that
he
too.
invented the time portal thing to save his precious little creation. Come on, guys.
Well, and also, you know, it's so funny.
It's cooler than Rey shooting Force Lightning without ever been training in it.
Yeah,
It's better
that's
than
just
that.
dumb.
Exactly, and also he even makes funny joke about this actually later.
Yeah,
on
like,
in the
when
episode.
she talks to
yeah. So yeah, but see, that's what I love about Dave Filoni. See, even though he does some, you can call it little BS
Fanboy things.
fanboy things, but he also gives
But
so
it's cool,
much.
though.
Yes.
But let's not only that's not only a great character, but let's just say you would do the same thing too. You know what I'm saying? You can see why he did it.
Yeah,
It wasn't
you're telling me you'd make a character and have him die and just
especially
be like,
such a well fleshed out character like
The
this.
fact that when we get to the joke,
Yeah,
we can
joke.
talk about it because in the beginning she was like, "Oh, he did break to that, he did Jedi."
yeah.
But Mando gets to that village, and of course, like, well, state your business. Know what this whole scene reminded me of? It reminded me of Princess Mononoke. Remember when you got to Iron Town?
Yeah.
It kind of really reminded me of that.
Similar, yeah, very similar.
So he's like, hey, I've been tracking for a while. I just need a place to stop and buy some goods and stuff. And he's like, oh, you're a man. You know, there's a Mandalorian. Oh, maybe we can use this guy.
Yeah.
Open the gates. Get in here. So, and there's a lot of like, the gates open. It's all slow.
Yeah.
This episode's really slow because there's tons of action, but this whole scene could have been a smash cut to him being inside. But the door opens. He walks in. The door closes, and it's.
But I
like
don't mind it though. I don't mind the atmosphere they're trying to create with that scene.
Even the guards are slow to get to him. Like,
Yeah.
he's able to walk around pretty much the whole town before the guard's like, oh, hey, come with us.
This place looks awful.
Yeah, it looks like a
I
crap
wouldn't want to
hole.
live here. This place looks really nasty. And he's trying to talk to like some vendor, and they just
Run
shush
away.
away. See this other dude. Hey, I need to ask you for some information. And he like tells his kids to go inside. Don't talk to them. Don't talk to me. He's like, geez, like come
Yeah,
on.
what the heck's going
But
on?
they'll get us in trouble.
Then there's two big guards. Hey, the magistrate wants to talk to you, and this magistrate's a whole lot different from the other
That's
magistrate.
great. Yes.
And so he's like, okay, he agrees to it. You get to like where I guess the magistrate's like mansion, and it's so funny the juxtaposition between what the town looks like and what her place looks like.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
even the
Yeah.
sky's cleaner.
Yeah, it's like somehow like the doors open. It's like, oh, I'm in a nice place. We have a nice like reflection pool. There's nice trees and everything. It's like this lady is a bad person.
But
Yeah.
you can also see this very oriental feel
Yeah.
to everything too.
Yeah.
like it.
Samurai, you know, it's like that.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's nice.
She's like, oh, so you're Mandalorian? He's like, yeah. Hey, I've got an offer for you. I got a Jedi that's like been bugging me, and he's like, well, that's a tall order. He's like,
Yeah, you got to give me something.
he's
cool.
like, I'm not cheap. I'm expensive. And he's like, well, here, how about this? I guess one of the guards walks up with the staff. She's like, here, what do you think of this? Picks it up and boom, and it resonates with his armor. So that's like a solid spear of Beskar.
Yes.
She's like, you take out that Jedi, it's yours.
And he's like, dang.
He's like, where can I find her? So he never agrees.
Yeah, agreed.
He never agrees that he's gonna kill her. I love that.
Yeah, see, I love he learned a little bit from like Bo-Katan a little bit. Where like I'm not going back on the deal. I never made it.
I never made a deal, so I'm not
breaking my
breaking
code.
on the deal.
Well, in her famous words, this is the way. So there you go.
Yeah, exactly. So I love that. He's getting a little smart with the stuff.
And I like the fact that this thing seems a little heavy.
Yes.
So this thing is like, if you melt it down, you could probably get a whole nother. But just having that, he needs to just like hang it in his ship, you know, he just has a spear.
Or even like use it to fight people with. That'd be like so badass.
I just want him just to launch it like a javelin.
but I could see another Mandalorian saying, "Really? I could use that armor. I could use some nice armor too. Come on."
Well, hey, I earned this, not you. So he doesn't necessarily agree, but he's just like, okay, where's she at? Because he's looking for him. Guy, and then there's like this other kind of gun for hire guy, and he's like, oh yeah, she's out here, and he looks over and he sees the child. He's like, what the hell's that thing? He's like, I keep it around for luck. It's like my good luck
He's
charm.
like, "You're gonna need it."
You're gonna need to fight this chick. So he's walking out there and everything, and he's tracking her. And I do like how this does look like the scary swamp. The Blair Witch lives out here.
Yeah, very fantasy. Yeah,
yeah,
you
like
would
the
see.
evil witch in the woods. you
Yeah,
have to
so
go
like
find.
everything's he's all looking around and he's like, I love it whenever he uses like his scanner vision.
God, it's just so that bad technology. I love it.
And I love the fact that in the background there's an owl,
Yep.
and Ahsoka always has owls around.
See, watch Rebel. Everyone's
Watch
stupid.
Rebels.
Again, I know Rebel starts out like, who the hell is this stupid kid?
Yes.
Even I thought that when I first
Yes.
made it. His little slingshot and everything. It's stupid. Just keep watching.
But keep watching. Even the first episode, when Caden puts his lightsaber together. Oh gosh,
It's so
cool. Because like everyone gets like, because they said he's hiding it, puts it together like, oh man, we got a Jedi here.
Yeah.
Like attack.
Yeah, you get it. Like everything's off the whatever planet we had beforehand. It goes out the window because it Jedi.
Freaking Jedi's here.
It reminds me of the in Battlefield. Was it Battlefront? Oh, the sector's clear. The sector's not clear.
Sector's not clear. Get out of here.
So we see the owl. He just eagle eyes, man. It's so cool. I love those callbacks. Because the son and the daughter and the father and all.
This is how you do callbacks. This is how you do these things.
It's subtle. It's nice.
You really have to look for it. Like, it's not like other shows where it's just so like thrown in your face or
it's so in the background you don't even see it all. See, there's that balance of you don't want to like, oh, look at this, it's the Voyager, and it's like right in your face. It needs to be a little more subtle than that.
And this was.
Yeah, and then that was a perfect little balance. So he's trying to find a way, and he sees some of these creatures in the background. He's like, oh, I guess it was a false alarm.
He came in quick.
Yeah, even he got fooled. That's crazy.
But the Beskar can block
Yep.
Saber. So he's like blocking it with his hand. And the reason why the Mandalorians made the flamethrowers was to fight Jedi, because that's something they can't block with their swords and they can't really force block it.
Yeah.
So we get a cool little fight. It's a cool tiny little fight.
And it's a cool fight because she did the same thing that Mace Windu does. Because Boba Fett's father tried to like burn him, but he had the coat, so he threw his coat in front of it, kind of, and threw it off, so it burnt that first. See, if that would have been without her, that would have burned her skin. And her, So it's like a good balance. And then the rope tie.
He wraps her up, but then she jumps and flips him over, and then he's like, Sakatano, I was sent to find you, Bo-Katan. And she knows.
Yeah, Bo-Katan.
She's like, oh, okay. And he's like, he's going to go slow down. Because out of all the enemies he's fought, he's never fought a Jedi before, and he sees those swords. He's like, okay, I'm not going to want to continue this fight.
And you know what's funny, too?
I don't have to.
It's so classic Mandalorian. It's distract with the flamethrower and then wrap them up.
Yeah.
Like, that's like the number one thing you do with Jedi. Like, try to wrap them up.
So they can't use their arms.
Yeah.
Because their mobility is their greatest advantage against a Mandalorian. Mm-hmm. It's a little more clunky, a little thing, and if they can keep bouncing around, jumping around, so clamp them down.
Clamp them down, and of course he didn't have it, but there's a siren they use sometimes, and that kind of messes up Jedi too, because they'll like mess up their ears, and they'll be like, and they can. But that's only when they're really desperate. But anyways.
It's a little off. Let's keep talking about little details.
Little details.
That's what we care about. Yeah. See, when people give it about things, that's what they care about it. Yeah. And that's something where you watch other shows and it's like, ugh.
You roll your eyes, you're like, oh, here we go.
Here we go again.
Because this stuff matters. And she's like, I need to talk to you. Well, I hope it's about him. And you see the child's like, hi.
He's in the background. Like,
he's sitting on a little stump.
Well, I'm pretty sure she sensed him right away, too.
So we get, okay, here we go. This is everything. So the night comes and she's sitting with him and the Mando's just walking around. He's pacing around. And she's looking at him and they're smiling. And I'm like, so are they like force connecting? Because there's no talking.
There's no talking.
And the moon in the background, it's a cool show. One complaint about this, the show's dark. It's very, very dark. I cranked the brightness up on my laptop all the way. It is still very dark, but it's a cool shot because the moon's super bright in the background. And she has a little lantern.
It works here, though. It totally works.
This is all silent. This whole scene's super silent. She's looking at him. He's looking back at her. She looks over at Mando, looks back at him. And it's just like, and she kind of has, Ahsoka has that, there's like a sweetness about her still. Mm-hmm. And even though she's been through a whole lot of stuff, she still has that caring, nurturing side.
I like when she smiled too.
Yeah, she has a nice little smile. And, she, kind of picks him up and walks over to Mandalorian. And Grogu. That's his name, Grogu. Yeah. She's like, oh, Grogu. And he's like, what? Oh, that's his name. Then Mando's like, Grogu? Hmm?
Then he looks up. Every time he says it, his little ears perk up like a dog does. It's so cute.
And I love the fact that he didn't even think of like that this thing could actually communicate, because he's like, is this talking to you? He's like, oh yeah.
She's like, in a way. No, you may not understand how we're doing this, but I can. She's like, yeah, I can sense the things he's been through, and then we get information.
Like he was born on Coruscant. He was at the Jedi Temple.
Yeah, so he was there during. Like the New Hope, so he was there.
So I wonder when all the younglings went into the room and Anakin killed them all, did they secretly hide him?
Maybe when all that went down, we got to get him out of here, because he said he's trained with many masters.
Yes,
so because he's 50 years old.
He's 50 years old, and remember back in the day, it was Master Padawan, correct? Because that's why they got mad at Obi-Wan. It's like, you're not a master yet, you can't take an apprentice. And he's like, well, I'm taking this one.
And the thing is, in the desperate times, desperate measures.
Yeah.
So I want to kind of see what that went down. Who did he train with?
Did he train with Yoda?
Yoda be like, "Hey, little Yoda, what's up, my man?" They just screwed around. They never tried.
And Yoda probably had to hide him because he knew probably something was going down.
Yeah, and well, that's what I'm saying.
So,
or even
so I'm trying to think, like, also during, like, the train with Mace Windu. Like, that's so crazy. I'm trying to think, like, all the stuff
all the masters you see throughout the Clone Wars and through like the movies, he could have trained with them.
That's
because
so
they
cool.
know he's one of Yoda's race. He knows, yeah, he's gonna be powerful. He's gonna be a powerful Jedi.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes, yeah. When everything happened with the Empire, they were gonna hide him, but someone took him from the temple, took him from Coruscant, and then at that moment, all his memories become dark because that's when they were experimenting on him and stuff.
Yeah.
So he probably was tortured and all those things. And she's like, I can sense all that in him, and it's actually it makes him angry. And I think little dude's angry, but he does have emotions and he does have fears and things like that. And it's
and I think maybe that's why he even kind of acts like a child too a little bit, because maybe that's what's comfortable for him,
or even fools people.
Could be.
Oh, I'm just a baby, even though he's like, I'm 50.
Do you think Grogu talks?
I hope he does.
You should say Mando. That should be the last. That should be the last scene in the last episode where he like reaches out.
Season, yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Or if he says, "This is the way."
Yeah.
This is the way.
He says it all like that because he kind of makes little noises.
Yeah, little grunts,
like a baby. And she's like, "Yeah, I can't train him." I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That's my whole thing was to find you a Jedi and give him to you. But she's like, it's just I'm not liking what I'm feeling. But let him sleep. I'll test him in the morning.
Yeah, and so we're like, ooh, Jedi test.
Jedi testing. And this is a real Jedi test, unlike that stupid garbage that Luke did. Remember with the little leaf and he's like messing with their race? That was so stupid. This is oh my goodness, I hate thinking about those movies.
Don't think
because it just ruins what this is doing.
This just looks so cool. She take her jacket off.
Yeah, I know.
The makeup job is so good.
And I love her shoulders. It looks so...
She's muscular.
Muscular. I like it.
That's great. She looks great. Oh, she looks great. So she's like, okay, sit him down. And she walks over there and she picks up a stone. And she hands it to him like with the force, like floats it to him. Okay, Grogu, send it back. And she's like, come on, I know you can do it. And he just dumps it.
And Mando's like, no, he doesn't like
He's stubborn.
He's stubborn.
He doesn't like to listen.
He's like, no, he can do this. Like,
I know he can do this. And I do like the fact that she's like, okay, I'm going to try something else. Okay, get over here. And he's like, okay, come on. He's like, no, you get over here.
She thought he's talking about Grogu. I'm talking about you get over here.
See if he'll listen to you. He's like, it'll be the first time ever.
And then she says something in between this dialogue where she says, well, everyone's beginning isn't the greatest or something, which is a funny callback because everyone hated Ahsoka.
Because she was like that, almost like a little girl that was like, hey, Jedis are cool.
Yeah, and I'm just too cool for this, and stuff like being arrogant. And everyone hated that. But then Dave Filoni's like, guys, stick with it. I'm going to show you.
There's a reason why she started here and then ended up here. It's called the journey.
Well, that's that guy you were talking about in Rebels, too. The one with the slingshot.
Same with Ezra.
Yeah, he was, again, they all start out like punk little kids, and then they realize when they become Jedi that...
When he started combing his hair.
Yeah, exactly. Started combing his hair, be a real man. No, but because that everyone hated it, but then everyone, again, now everyone loves her.
Go watch that Clone Wars movie where they're saving the baby Hutt. And it's kind of like she's kind of like the cute kid sister, but it's like, I want a cool Jedi. But she'll get there. And she did.
Well, guys, it's called progression.
It's called the journey of the hero, becoming and going through things and changing and growing and evolving. That's what happens.
It's things we wish that Rey went through.
We're like, freaking no.
Because we wanted her to be like, okay, it's okay if she's really strong, but to struggle, go through things.
She never did.
No, she never did.
She never struggled a single thing.
It would have been nice if she lost the Ren. It would have been nice if she lost all the battles except for the last one.
No.
Why couldn't she lose an arm?
Yeah.
No, that would never happen. They should give her a robotic arm that'd be fully functional. She could never.
Yeah, just have her lose a battle ever.
Have her lose a battle. It would have been nice.
No, just make out with your great nephew.
So gross.
So she's like, let's see if he listens to you. Okay, he's like, I'll try. Come on, hey kid. He always calls him kid. His name's Grogu. Okay, Grogu, come on. I know you can take the stone. And he's not going to do it. And he's like, pulls out the knob. There's
shift knob back here.
He's like, oh. And he's like, oh. He's like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, you want this, don't you? Take it. I know you can take it. Just take it from me. He just pulls it like fast. Like, oh, damn.
Yeah, he's got force
And
powers.
I do like the fact that Mando's like, yay.
You did it.
It's like when your kid takes their first steps. You're like so proud. You did it, little man.
Yeah, and then that's when she says, like, he likes to hide his powers. He doesn't like people knowing because they know they'll mess with him if he.
Yeah,
if he
they know
shows.
that I have these powers. They're gonna experiment on me.
See, he's got that hang up in his brain.
And that's when she.
How many years was he experimented on? Probably decades.
Because again, they said someone stole him from the temple. He's 50. I think this takes like 40 years, so probably a good chunk of his life was all
probably in that thing, never seeing sunlight.
Yeah.
Always in that thing, but being prodded by everything, and so she's like, he has. I sense much fear in you.
Yeah.
Murr,
I know. She says that line. I love it because like you have so much fear.
And she talks about how she knew Yoda.
Yeah.
She's like, I've only known one of his kind, and he was a great Jedi Master, and he has his ability to be that too, but he has this fear. He has attachments.
Maybe I think she's afraid I can't do it.
She saw what happened to Anakin.
Anakin.
She doesn't name drop Anakin.
She doesn't name drop, but she goes, I've seen the same path that people have taken, and that would happen. Like, what happens to you? He's such a strong attachment. You're like his father.
See, Anakin had super strong attachments, like when Padme died, when his mom died. Those things meant so much to him that he was unable to, they'd let it go.
Yeah.
But he can't.
Yes, and and then this is the problem I thought in the episode. I'm like, well, if you don't, what if Mando dies anyways? It's going to push him over the edge anyways.
But what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
You're stuck. And
there needs to be a scene. I keep thinking about what I want. There needs to be a scene where, okay, of course, Grogu's going to get kidnapped. That's going to happen,
Yeah, it's
right?
going to happen.
He goes to save him. He sees Mando go down, and he thinks he dies, and Grogu needs to rip it absolutely sick. Force power. I mean, he's like Titan just rips, just to get to his...
I want him to somehow get a lightsaber in that situation.
Or just like grabbing people, just chucking them away. And
at this point, even take the dark saber or whatever. That would be cool.
That'd be cool.
And just like float it, not necessarily hold it in his hands, but use it like with the Force. There needs to be a cool scene like that where he thinks the Mando dies. And that would throw him over the freaking edge.
Yes.
And then Mando wakes up from it and he sees, oh my goodness, all the people are dead.
Can we get like a nice Gremlins 2? Kind of like you remember when
goes Rambo? He rambles up.
We need a Rambo up with the...
He's all like getting all ready. He's all tying up his little arm.
Because I would love that. Because it would make sense. Like he saves them. He tells either Bo-Katan or someone like, hey, take the kid, get him away from here, and they're going to trap... Like, I'm going to be the bait.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he's not going to like that. And, Grogu's going to go back, and they're going to fight their way out, and it'll be awesome.
And you see Grogu, like, throwing TIE fighters everywhere. Like, oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I mean,
he's going
like,
out of control.
like Star Killer.
Star Killer, yes. And I would love it. And like you said, and then I would love a scene where, like, he's barely breathing, but they're both alive, and they're leaving. And he's like, why'd you do that? And he'll say, this is the way.
That'd be so beautiful.
Guys, you guys are coming up with something good lines. Give me that now. Now I want it now. You guys are terrible. I want that.
I know it'd be really corny, but
I like he reaches out his hand, touches him, he tells him this is the way. I'd run out of my house.
Mando's thinking, I don't want to ever cross you. My goodness.
See, okay, back to the actual story.
Back to the actual story.
So she's like, I'm not doing it. He's like, what am I supposed to do? And then she has a problem. She's talking about those people there, and she's like, if I help you with this, you need to train him properly. He needs to be trained properly. Mm-hmm. And she's like, okay. She doesn't want to do it, but she wants to save this town. And then he even tells her, like, yeah, they hired me to come kill you. But I never agreed to anything.
Yeah, so she's kind of like, she got it really defensive.
She kind of stopped and like, are you going to try to fight me?
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm not going to do that. And I do like the fact that she's like, it's like a Mandalorian and a Jedi. It's like, yeah, they'll never see it coming.
Yeah, no, they would never see us work together.
And then next he's cool with the walking, and he's telling them all where everything. This is how many people have in here.
Yeah, there's this many soldiers that these type of weapons. There's HK bots. Remember, anyone who's played Old Republic, the HK-47, that's my boy.
Yeah,
they're my murder bot.
Murder bots.
It's so funny that he was only in there for like 2 minutes in that part, but he's already scanned everything.
Oh, because he's looking at everything and he's remembering.
He doesn't look like it, but he is. He's observing.
From day birth, they always tell Mandalorians, you gotta see everything for like split seconds.
And he's like, so this magistrate lady, she offered me a solid staff of Beskar to kill you. He's like, who is this lady? So apparently this woman lived through the Clone Wars. She was like a war orphan, but then she built up her empire of money and everything, and she was responsible to getting the Empire a lot of their ships and everything, and she's just and
like you were saying,
a war profiteer.
Yeah, like you say, Prince Marongi, they also go on the environment too. Yeah. So practically, that's what happens.
Yeah, and the ground's like, oh yeah, it looks like she's still in business because she goes to places, takes all their resources and slash and burn.
Yep, and sells it to the Empire.
So she's a bad lady.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, did you see any prisoners? Like, yeah, there was people strung up outside, and they look like
Oh, it's
very
so
Roman,
bad.
like they're being crucified, basically.
Yeah, and they have like a shielding around them that shocks them. It's so bad.
like every like 30 seconds.
Yeah, so you can't really rest.
So we were thinking, oh, he's gonna pretend that he caught her.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
too.
they're like, oh, that's not what happens, because Sakatana just walks up. And they're like, oh, she's out there. And they start ringing the alarm. She goes over there, starts killing all those people. Like, okay, get that plan's out the window. That's not the plan.
And there's that one guy with the gun, and he loses his gun, and she just looks at him, he just runs away. Like, I have nothing. I'm not gonna fight
She
you.
just kind of gives him that.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, guess what? They ain't worth the credits they're paying me for this. No, thank you.
Yeah, be a coward or run away or be dead. I think I would just rather run away. But she chopped that little alarm bell in half. That looks so cool.
Yeah.
She gets in the courtyard, starts walking up there. Of course, they're all getting all ready for her. And she goes in there. She throws out the Mudhorn symbol. Oh, your bounty hunter failed. I'm like, oh. She's like, damn it. He's like, son of a.
Yeah, she had that look of like, I thought that was gonna work.
Then she's like, tell me what you know. And she wants to. I'm like, what does she know?
No. And everyone's, I'm thinking like, because myself, I'm like, is this something big or is this something small? But then, yeah, like we don't know. And
like,
then, yeah.
So she's like, well, basically, kill her. Poof, they start shooting at her. She runs away. I do like the fact that we get a lot of that like super jumping.
Yes.
And all those like cool
Horse
things
jump.
like that. Yeah. She gets on the roof. She runs away. They go track her down. And I'm thinking, guys, she has an element of surprise. She moves super fast and super quiet. You guys are toast.
Yep, and all you have to be close range because you're going down these really narrow
Yeah.
alleys.
And there's about maybe 40 guys, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, guys.
She's gonna separate you guys.
Yeah.
So she takes off, and then the magistrate lady's like, kill all these people. Then once you kill them, go house to house and kill everybody. Damn.
Yeah, she kill everyone.
Like, literally, she wasn't kidding. She says, I do not care about these people. They mean nothing to me.
But I thought it was really, really cool that when the guys are going to go kill the people, that one dude who
Came out.
he was going to run out there and fight him. He's probably going to get killed. But, of course, Mando shows up and he takes them all out. He's like, oh, but that dude was no coward. He had no weapon. He was going to run out there.
Because now he knows they're going to kill everyone, so might as well go out fighting.
And he has kids.
Yeah.
His kids. They're gonna kill his kids.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
So that was pretty cool that he did that. And, the Mandalorian looks at him. He's like, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, and get those guys out of here.
It's like, hey, get everyone...
Yeah.
Leave. We're gonna help me unhook these guys so they take him out of things. They're being shocked and like tortured and stuff.
Yeah, so it's weird. It's almost like a slow death or a constant you can't sleep. Like you're constantly being shocked.
But then we get to Ahsoka Tano just separates these people, starts chopping them up. And he just in the distance you're hearing blaster fire, you're hearing sabers like ignite and everything. You're like, oh, these guys got nothing.
Gone.
And there's so many cool little shots of like she shows up behind him and she goes across like, okay, now you're doing style stuff. It's like, just kill these guys.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like you were trained by Anakin. These guys stand no freaking
Well,
chance.
it's so funny because you see this contrast from the Jedi fighting the new movies, and it's terrible. This is so amazing.
And you know what's funny you notice about this too? This is like a version of like Samurai. Clean hits, instant kills almost. Boom. They're not like these like you said in the new movies where it's just drawn out like
Slow, weird.
like,
Yeah, you can say what you want about the prequels, but at least the sword fighting was amazing.
Yeah.
This was more like this.
Then she ends up beating one of the robots, but another one she gets on the rooftop and runs away, and one chases after her. So there's still one out there. Then that one hired gun.
Yeah.
He walks out in the basically like the town strip, like the middle part, and then the Mando
Like
starts.
the old western.
yeah.
Yeah, I can see that's why the tumbleweed didn't go from.
Yeah, basically we're talking spaghetti western
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
And I love in the background Ahsoka's there and she jumps over the wall.
Yeah, and he's standing there and he sees it there. He's like, oh, you're working with Jedis. Well, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I love it. Because like everyone thought like that wouldn't happen, but yeah, it freaking happened. Okay.
But it's like, okay, dude, you're freaking toast.
Yeah.
So Ahsoka Tano runs in. I thought it was really weird that the Mando just like, okay, go do what you got to do. Like he wasn't gonna help her.
No.
Then the only thing I thought that this is super drawn out because that guy's standing there and he's talking to Mandalorian. You and me aren't so different. Willing to put our lives in line for a cause that we think is right. Because who's gonna win this? You or me? Your side or my side? And it's like almost like this guy's just a hired gun.
Yeah.
And whatever.
And he even says like his cause is not just.
Yeah,
He tells he's like, nah.
Is this worth dying for?
Yeah.
So they're kind of like how the Mando just has his hand by his hip.
The man I'm looking at you, buddy. Just don't do the wrong
I don't need to kill you if I don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we get inside, and then she's standing out there, and she has like her the Beskar staff, and it has like a little spike at the end, so it's like a spear.
Cool.
Spear, yeah.
And she walks up there, and okay, we're gonna have a little fight. And he kind of, this is very samurai-ish.
Yes.
So there's a Kurosawa, eat your heart out. And it's like so. She like does her form.
Gosh.
They do a couple little attacks. They back off. she twists forms, and then, so like okay, and they kind of do a little walk.
But I remember Native said a good point. It goes, we have to remember she's not trying to kill her either. So she's gonna kind of just
wants
her
information.
Yeah.
So we get a cool little because they're on that little walk bridge. There's not a lot of room to move. And you have the water, the sun. It looks cool. It's a very cool shot.
Like, almost like a very classic fighting game stage.
I can see this be a Mortal Kombat stage.
Yeah.
The way it looks and everything. So we kind of get, they're kind of going back and forth. But again, like you said, that she's not going for killing blows.
No.
Magistrate is.
Yes.
But Sokka isn't.
She needs information.
And it kind of switching back and forth, back to outside.
I like how they take off their coats. Too.
Yeah, again, it's like... So we get back outside, and the guy's still talking to Mando, and it's like it just kind of goes back and forth. It's kind of you're not going to talk him out of this.
Yeah,
you don't know Mandalorians very well.
All you need to do is walk away. That's it. That's your only choice there. Or you want to die. That's it. There is no other choice.
The fight keeps going on, and she's able to disarm one of her sabers, so she's down to one.
Yeah, and she has her smaller saber left, so it's like, oh, interesting.
And I thought it was still pretty cool. That and then Voice Face is still out there, and he kind of still has his rifle, and he's like, he's thinking, do I try to get a shot off? But Mando has his hand on his hip, and he's like, you make.
And then he starts like okay, it's not worth it.
He's
worrying a little bit,
but because we get back in there, and she's able to Sokka's able to disarm her completely, and she has her saber. I do like how she switched to her backhand style when she had the single one, because that was good. Go watch Rebels.
Yes, and then also I love too is when you go back to the other guy, he doesn't hear the ting anymore, so he's like, oh crap, she lost.
Yeah, because the battle, you still hear the saber hum, but you don't hear the anymore.
Ting, yeah, he's like, oh crap.
Then she holds the sword up to her. Let me know where your master is, and we're like, in here's. Let me know where Grand Admiral Thrawn is. Thrawn! Watch Rebels. Go or read the Thrawn comic books.
Yes.
From that are out there, and you'll know how important, because if Thrawn's alive, you cannot tell me Ezra's not alive.
Ezra's not alive, and that's what I want to see.
Because
Ezra's alive.
At the end of Rebels, Ezra took him, Thrawn, and the fleet, because they used those whales, and they just warped somewhere. They just took off.
Yes.
So Thrawn and Ezra were in the same place at the same time. What happened during all these years? Because it also ended with Ahsoka Tano going to Sabine saying, let's go get Ezra.
Let's go get Ezra.
So this is before that, right?
This is...
Before the end of Rebels?
This is after actual Rebels.
This after, so that...
Because remember, I want to say they said there was about 3 or 4 years after the Empire
fall.
fell.
Yeah, because the Empire did already fall.
So that means that this is taking place... They haven't found Ezra in a long time then, apparently.
Or they already did find him.
Yeah. And then he told them about Thrawn. So maybe we do have Sabine and...
Oh my god.
Wouldn't that be so,
oh my god.
Wouldn't it be so cool if Ezra and Sabine just raised the...
Oh, that'd be a cool thing.
That'd be a cool thing. I know I keep shipping, people say Sabine.
Oh my god, yes. No, you don't hang around and touch the face of the statue of a person that's just your best friend.
Yeah, I know. Maybe Dave Filoni was saving this because he knew he was working on this.
Oh my god, that'd be so cool.
It's like Dave Filoni, he's got the winning hand and he's just putting them out there. Here you go, guys. This is what you want. Here you go.
I want Ezra so bad.
I do too. It's funny because, like you said, Sam came out as a punk kid, but you grew to love him, and he was it's such a good character at the end.
And and then everything that happened with Kanan sacrificing himself and all that stuff. I want all that back. It's just none of those feelings with the new trilogy. Never, not for 1 millisecond that have any of those feelings attached with any of the characters.
Rose Tika, forget it.
Yeah.
No, I follow the Ghost team. I'd rather follow that than anything else.
So guess the fight's over. Lays his gun down, but like a moron
tries to do
pull out his thing. Of course, Mando gets him.
He was looking at you the whole time. You're not gonna outdraw him. What are you doing? Just walk away.
And I love the fact that he does this. Like anyone that does a move where they're going like this.
Oh, my back hurts.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my back. Like, why would you do that? Just put your gun down and run.
So she doesn't.
She didn't say anything.
She doesn't say anything. She didn't give her the information, but she knows. So
that's another question. You have Thrawn out there.
I want live action Thrawn now.
Oh, could you imagine? Like I said,
what a bastard!
My other dream would be having this series end. You have all the Moths there, all the grand generals, and at the head table is Thrawn.
But you see a guy walk out, and it's only from the waist down. But then you see his blue hand. You're like, oh,
I want to say this right now, guys. About you guys are talking about with Ahsoka here. Why don't you just use her Jedi powers to get her to talk?
You know what? I think that's mainly more of a dark and I don't think she was ever taught that. I know she could
mind
trick
trick
them and talk, but also maybe she's strong-willed.
Maybe.
Because there's some people it doesn't work on. You have to be kind of, like I said, the stormtrooper. Or
Yeah,
something.
She kill her?
I don't know. You never know.
We don't know if she did tell her or not. We don't know.
We don't know, and we don't know if she killed her. I think she did, though. I mean, she's not at the end. And
Again, I'm pretty sure she can just, just arrest her or whatever.
Yeah,
but
and they can...
we just cut to the next day, so we don't know if she told her. We know she died, but man, Thrawn, they're talking spin-off series. They said there's going to be a Boba Fett spin-off series.
Really?
Well, he was on Tatooine.
Yeah, so that'd be kind of cool, but I kind of want this more.
I want more Ahsoka and trying to find...
Oh, everyone's going to want more Ahsoka. I was telling you guys before we did this, they're going to want to do a spin-off for the Ahsoka.
Oh, I don't see why not.
Yeah, that'd be printing money at that point.
Because remember when she showed up at the Rebels, she was wearing all those white robes. Like she looked more like a sage. But they elaborate.
Oh, it's true. So maybe it's not right after or before this.
I don't know.
You
stupid bastards, let me know. So they freed the town. I guess that one guy
he was a head guy.
He must have been the magistrate beforehand. So they give him back his badge and everything. And Sokka's working out, and she's like, thanks for everything. Here, this is your payment. He's like, well, I didn't do the job.
Yeah.
She's like, it belongs with the Mandalorian. And then, of course, he takes it so cool. He has a spear.
Is that a hint? He's going to fight Moth because he's got a dark saber. He's going to have his...
That'd be cool.
So they can...
Shut the sparks flying. Then he's like, oh, so where's the, the child with Grogu? He's like, he's in the ship. I'll go get him. And she's like, I can't train him. He's like, we had a deal.
But then also there's that touchy moment where he's like thinking this is the last time I'll see him.
Yeah.
And they're like holding hands, and it's the same shot they had in the first episode when they saw each other.
See, look, the callbacks like that's great. But remember, he goes, I'll go get him. You stay here. And he goes to the ship and does all that.
I thought something bad was going to happen.
Yeah. I know.
Because there's a tracker.
I think they're waiting. They're playing the long game here with that.
Like you said, but if Thrawn's still alive,
I thought Grogu would be missing.
I thought so too.
I really did. And then him and Sokka would have to team up to go get him. But that didn't happen.
I know.
So he's like, hey kid, wake up. It's goodbye time.
It's goodbye time.
My heart. But then Asako followed him, and she's like, "You're a father to him," and it probably made him feel like, because that's it's like a kid. He's like a little man.
She can sense the bond between the two. She can sense it.
She's like, he has this connection to you, and that's dangerous because she saw what like we already said, what connections can do. But at the same time, they're not bad. Loving someone is not bad.
Well, that was my whole Qui-Gon thing. The Jedi don't understand that like he did.
Yes, but again, though, it's so hard to teach that to a Force user that, like, you can love, but don't let it control you. Well, okay, like,
But it's hard to see someone you love somewhere you're going to... And that's the whole thing, like, complete the mission or go save your loved one.
Yeah.
But look at even that effect of Sokka when she found out that Darth Vader was Anakin. She couldn't do it. See, that's the whole thing...
Mm-hmm.
But she just reiterates, I'm not training him. And he's like, what the hell? You told me so. But she's like, he's like, you know what? This is something I need you to do. There's this temple on this planet. Go there. There's an ancient temple there with a strong connection to the Force. Put him on the altar, and if he calls out, a Jedi will hear him. Is that Luke?
Ooh, that's a good question. It would be cool if it was.
Oh my god, if like Mark Hamill is in this and like does something with the... That'd be
cool. This will be like my redemption, for Luke Skywalker got there what they did to him.
Oh, what a horrible ending!
Well, yeah, terrible. So yeah, that could be him. It could be the Jedi from the video game that just came out.
What's his face?
I can't remember his name, but yes, he could be him
from the the last one from the That's a pretty cool game.
Yeah,
a lot of people kind of crapped on it, but
Fallen Order. Right?
Fallen Order, yeah, that's the one.
And then it could be Ezra.
That'd be so cool.
That'd be really cool. Ezra would be cool. I'm trying to think of any other Jedi. I think that might be the one.
Because she even says that there's not many Jedi. But if he's that strong with the Force and he's in that temple, it will call out.
It will call out. And also, he'll have the choice himself.
Yeah, because he'll be able to choose his path.
Yeah, because when you go to the Jedi temple, you actually do get to like talk to like old Jedi. So you may even get a Yoda.
Remember that? And there's a Marvel comic where Vader goes through that dream where he goes and he just like kills all the Jedis and everything.
That's an amazing comic.
To see that in live action, and at the very end, he goes to save Padme and she just kills herself.
Yeah.
because she just want to be with.
Yeah,
what he
because
became.
that was she saw what you are. You don't want to be with
Yeah.
that.
So basically, and then you see him like turning into like red energy, the evil energy.
Yeah, and he's like kind of looks like Anakin, but he's turning into like.
But in the
Vader.
distance, he sees a blue light and he sees his son
Yeah.
fighting the Emperor, and he kind of like it's like Bardock. He sees that vision of my son's gonna be the one to set everything right.
Well, yeah, exactly. So is that why in Empire Strikes Back he's like, we can kill the Emperor? Like you are the,
We'll rule the galaxy as all the son. I love it.
That's Star Wars ever.
Yeah, and also the part with Padme is really sad because he's trying to save her, but then he's like, she's not making sense. Like she goes, "Oh, you told me once I was a beautiful angel," or something like that, and he's like, "No, Padme, I'm trying to save you."
And she's like, "Oh," she just kills herself.
Yeah, she kills herself because like I know what you become, and then whatever. And of course, like a jerk, the Emperor after all this is like, "Oh, did you find out what you saw?"
But he also saw that his son would end him.
So I'm like, freaking screw you, Emperor, the worst.
And he had to fight Obi-Wan too.
He had Obi-Wan.
Oh, so cool. Read that comic; it's so good.
So sorry, back to this.
So he's gonna go to that Jedi temple, and so yeah, that's the end of the episode. Dang,
yeah,
a lot of questions. We found out about Thrawn still alive.
Yep.
So there's all the questions about Ezra.
Yep.
We have it's just like, but why isn't Sabine with her now? It's just all this crazy stuff.
All this crazy stuff. What about that temple? Where's the other Jedi they're gonna find? Is he gonna find another Jedi, or is the kid gonna stay with him?
But I like the theory you had, Nate, that maybe they split off. And she's trying to get information too about Thrawn, so maybe they're doing like a double.
What if a Sith shows up? Because the Force is not it's not like, oh, it's only for Jedi. No, so that signal when he pushes out there is gonna any Force sensitive person is gonna
what would be
feel
so
it.
bad if it's a Sith? That'd be definitely you wouldn't want that.
Yeah, or what if it's Seth comes like, I want to train him, and then it's like,
oh yeah, it's okay that he has his emotions. Oh yeah, I bet you're okay with that.
Yeah, and then also another question is where's Thrawn, and also where's this tie in with the Mandalorian battle on the planet because they're still fighting for that planet.
Yeah, there's still Mandalore still under.
There are so many more shows you can get out of this. The branching off you could do.
Yeah, I'm Kathleen Kennedy. There's no backstories. What are you, an idiot?
We had to make up a lot of this stuff.
What are you, an idiot?
Yeah, no,
there's probably. I mean, when it comes, like I said, in fiction, I like besides like World War II and stuff that you have real events. There's so much story here.
There's so much there, and do we see her again?
I think this might be it.
We don't see.
I hope not. I want to suck and Mandalorian have one more mission together. That would be awesome.
I'm thinking, like you said, I think they are setting up for all these spin-off shows because, like you said, you can do it on Bo-Katan. You can do one on
Cara Dune. She can have her own show.
I would like the one with the people that he freed from the first season, though the one we saw last week.
Yeah. That's just like
the Magistrate and Dune.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
She can't have a show because she says things that are not nice on Twitter.
No, she actually.
Oh, she has an opinion?
Yeah, an opinion. And I hate to say, a lot of times I agree with that opinion.
Yeah, and there's a lot of times that I love the Mandalorian, but this Pascal guy says all kinds of nasty things about.
Yeah, but guess what? I love the character.
But it's fine. If he's allowed to say incredibly nasty things about people that don't agree with his politics, shouldn't someone be able to say the opposite?
Yeah.
So, whatever. She should be able to get a show because she's freaking gorgeous and she's a great actress and she can do a super good job.
And also, again, strong woman, you like that.
And actually, a woman you can see actually kick butt against a weakling guy. You could see that.
Yeah, she's a big girl that can kick some ass.
Mm-hmm.
So, all these characters can have their own shows. We can do a freaking show with the Marshal and the freaking, he can have his own show.
Yeah, and then he's just a small person on Tatooine.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I don't know where this goes. There's so many ways this can go, but man, I can't wait.
I love it that they set it up this way.
Yeah, your mind is reeling.
Yeah, you can go anywhere with this. Anywhere. Yeah. Dave Filoni, you're awesome.
No one's talking about the eggs or those frog people anymore.
I hate them eggs. Shut the hell up. Stop being an idiot. Stop worrying
about... They weren't fertilized. It's fine.
It's like you eating a chicken egg.
Yeah.
It's not genocide because that species still exists. It's just her bloodline.
Exactly.
So she wasn't the last of the progenitor of her species, you idiot.
These people are just foolish. They're just being foolish.
But whatever. Rosa Dawson did a great job.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. She needs to do it in the movies. I would love to see a movie with her in it.
And I do like the fact that she's still she was able to hit those little cues where even though she was kind of like this hard and badass, she still had that soft smile.
Yeah.
She still had that kindness, that caring. She still had that side of her, and she was able to get to that.
But when she saw Gargru's past, she's like, oh no. There's some darkness here. I can't handle that.
Well, in the attachment, it's like, oh my gosh, like you're basically Anakin 2.0.
Yeah, it's happening all over again.
It's all happening all over again.
Oh no.
And we don't need another
Not
Emperor.
little Anakin.
Yeah, I know. I bet you can use his lightsaber. That'd be so cool to see Gargru have a little lightsaber.
It's a little tiny one.
No.
It's like this big. It's like a little 3 inches. Anyone messing with me? They put it as like a switchblade.
Switchblade. Might as well. They had a freaking what's it called?
The crossguard. And that was the one that spinny one.
Yeah, or Ray's one, the dark one that was like a.
Oh, the one that like. Oh god, that was so stupid. Damn it, Skywalker, shut the hell up. So, okay, next week, can't wait where this goes. How many episodes are we're only at episode 5? There's like, what, 12, 13 episodes?
I think it's maybe 10.
Oh, man, there's so much stuff. That tracker's still on the ship.
I know. When it's got to come into play sometime. Maybe next week it will.
Oh, man. Because the Gideon guy's going to want him.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
will.
he is.